I mean, I growing up, it's like all I ever saw on the news or on mainstream news was something to do with fighting in Iraq or Afghanistan or stuff going on in Syria, bombings in Jerusalem and West Bank, and just anything along those lines. It's what I grew up witnessing on the news, which is a very sad reality, and that's why I try not to watch the news. I will look at little news articles, but I don't like watching the news, and I don't necessarily really like making that how I get my information, because it can be very polarized depending on what news source you come from, for one. And then not only that, it's depressing. It really is, because the thing that gets attention is the negative connotations and everything, because it gets the most clicks, which is a sad reality for how media is, especially within the past 15, 20 years. But it just seems to be getting worse. And so when all you see is the negative stuff in news, it was a realization I had when I was very young. I stopped really watching the news, because I remember even as a kid, I think my parents just would like turn it on in the mornings. They wouldn't watch the news very religiously, but they would just kind of turn it on in the morning and have it play in the background. And most of the time as a kid, you get ready fairly quickly, because you're not trying to go to work or whatever, or take a shower, and you're a kid. You're just like basically throwing on clothes, putting your shoes on, grabbing your backpack. It's nothing too crazy. So I mean, I would watch it a little bit, and it's just like, it seemed like every day, no matter what, I turned it on. Or I didn't turn it on, but it'd be on. And in local news, they would talk about a shooting or this and a robbery and all, like, just never anything good. And I noticed that fairly young, so I just kind of, I was like, why do I want to bring all this negative stuff into my life by watching this every day? I say that, and I know last week I talked about the news, and a lot of it was negative, and so's a few of the topics or things I noticed this week, but it's nothing too crazy. But it's just like, when you see that 24/7 and the news runs nonstop, and all they talk about is negative stuff, like, the ratio between negative and positive news is very, very skewed, and it's terrible, and I'm not a big fan of it. I did kind of just go on a rant there, but